The Giga dive coaster coming to Six Flags Over Texas will be one of, if not the best, dive coasters in the world. So, without further ado, let's get into the video and let's get into my honest review of this new Tormento Rampaging Run coming to Six Flags Over Texas. Next up is the layout. This is the first time I'm ever going to be seeing the layout, so let's just give my honest review on it. Alright, nice. Alright, that drop probably looks to be one of the best dive coaster drops out there. Alright, you have an inland, same for all the dive coasters, but a different way than giga, which is the only dive coaster I've ridden. You have a vertical loop, which seems to be one of, if not the best element on the ride. Alright, nice. Ooh, that looks cool. Then you have the brake run, which is simple, it's just a brake run. Yep. Ooh, this drop is gonna look, that drop is probably at least like 100 feet. That's sick. Ooh, that head chop right there was crazy. Then you have another inland. Cut back looks good. Ooh, yeah. Alright, it's decent. It only lasts about a minute from when you drop to when you hit the brake run, but it's a decent layout, and I feel that this layout is one of, if not the best dive coaster layouts out there. Now, with that being said, there's a few elements that I feel are not the best. The few elements I feel like need a little bit more work is definitely this inland and this cutback. Other than that, the layout looks really good. The only reasons why I don't like the inland and the cutback is because the cutback seems like a little too non-banked to be a cutback. I get what they're trying to get here. It's not really supposed to be an inverted cutback, but still. The inland just looks kind of slow. You meander there, and I guess that's alright. That's for most dive coasters, but I just never saw the inland as a standout point. Yeah, it's the tallest inversion in North America, but that's really the only thing going for the inland. Other than that, this layout looks insane. And I feel like if I ever get out to ride this, which I might actually get out to ride this summer, will be an insane dive coaster and might even be the best in the park. Now, is it even a good coaster? To that, I would say, yeah, it's a really good coaster. To anybody that says it's not a good coaster, just hates B&M or just hates dive coasters. In my opinion, it is a very great coaster, and if I ever go out to Six Flags Over Texas and it is built, I will gladly ride it, because it is just that good. I feel like it would be a standout attraction at Six Flags Over Texas, and one of, if not the best coaster at Six Flags Over Texas. Moving on. I'm not even going to say a lot about this. Yes, in my opinion, it is going to be the best dive coaster, and if I ride it, I'll probably still hold the same strength, as I feel that this dive coaster looks amazing, and it'll probably be amazing. I mean, look at this thing. It's 309 feet or something like that, feet tall, and it has a 218 feet inland. Like, isn't that just crazy? And then you have a vertical loop, and then you have all these other elements after that. So yeah, it's definitely going to be the best dive coaster out there, no questions asked. Now, it might not be that far off from maybe something like giga or some OGI dive coasters that don't have any rattle, because B&M recently has gotten a lot of rattle, and that can cause this ride to go down in my rankings. But other than that, I feel like this ride will probably be the best dive coaster out there. So, moving on. So, do I think it will attract more people? Yes. Let me explain. Other people will argue that there's better coasters in a park like New Texas Giant and Mr. Freeze, but what they do forget is that general public loves records. It's not too tall, it's not too fast, and it doesn't have too many versions for GP to say no. It's too scary. They're gonna love all over this ride, and that's a good thing. New Texas Giant knew what they were doing while making this ride, and GP's gonna love it, which means it will probably attract a lot of GP people and probably get a lot more people into that park just for that ride. So yes, it will probably draw more people to Six Flags Over Texas. Moving on. Now, for my overall rating based off all these stats, I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. Why isn't it an 8 out of 10? Why is it not a 10 out of 10? Why is it not a 9 out of 10? Well, first of all, I've never ridden it, and based off these stats, there's probably going to be rattle to it, because B&M has a lot of new coasters have rattle, and there's probably going to be some elements that meander, so it's definitely going to be some filler elements in there and some elements that don't really do anything. So for that case, I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. I feel like it's a perfect score for this ride. And moving on, is it the best coaster in Texas? In my opinion, no. I mean, like I said, there's better coasters in the park, like Mr. Freeze and New Texas Giant. And if you're talking about all of Texas, then you're forgetting about like the other Six Flags park, Fiesta Texas. That's Dr. Diabolical. That might even be better, even though it's way shorter. Or you even have Iron Rattler, which is a very great coaster. You have many more that I'm not going to mention, but you just have a crazy amount of coasters that are way better than this coaster. So is it the best coaster in Texas? No, not at all. I feel like this coaster will maybe hit the top 5 best coasters in Texas, if that. Moving on. Now, I know I sound like I'm being a little harsh on this ride, but Six Flags made a great choice putting this ride in this park and even designing this ride. It is a great ride, and I feel like it will draw a lot of people to the park, and it will just be a fun time. If I ever get to ride this, it will probably be one of, if the best coasters in the park. I know I said that there's other probably better coasters in the park, but this will definitely be the top 3 in the park, and I feel like this ride is definitely a really great spectacle, and all the records it breaks are definitely good records, not really gimmicky records, but they're good records overall. So I feel like this ride is definitely a good ride, and you should try to get out to it if you live somewhat close, or even if you don't live close and you love roller coasters. You should definitely try to get out to this. This ride is a great ride, and I hope to get out to it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Peace.